We have a second story fire alarm alert, and that's why we're calling in your house. And so I said, oh. And I went out and said, well, hold on and let me see if there's something else going on out here. And I am on the first floor presently, and I'll walk out and see if there's more things going on. And I went to my family room, and my cat, who's usually there, right as I opened the door, was not. So in looking around for the cat, I turned, and there was indeed smoke coming down the stairwell. And I told the person, well, there's actually smoke coming down the stairwell, to my astonishment. And she said, leave. Just leave, don't take anything, don't look for anything, just leave the house. And we turned around, and the whole house was in flames. And that was just shocking. I just could never imagine that my home was going to be in flames. And so the entire house was in flames. And as I thought, oh my goodness, my cat and and all that memorabilia, all the things that we were planning and thinking of doing in the near future, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? The fire had calmed down, but it was still a lot of smoke coming out. And before we left, a fireman came out with holding something in his arms, and my daughter was so excited that it was indeed our kitty cat. So people were cheering that the cat made it, and so that was great. But you know, as we were leaving the neighborhood, it's still thinking of all the memorabilia that was left behind, of all the history that was now in the house, and all that had taken place from the Challenger, and the many things that my husband had worn, and the awards that he had, and thinking of the history of the pictures, all the family photos, and all of that gone. Although that's just material things, and being very thankful and happy that I was alive and that my family was alive. But also there were thoughts of, you know, the history of those photos, and my parents and grandparents, and my husband, who now was not with me anymore, but my children, and the things that we did, and vacations, and that was too bad to lose those things, I thought. But a few days later, actually the next day, when I returned, or later that day even when I returned, ServiceMaster was there, already working, already retrieving many articles from the home. Amongst those articles were my pictures. Amongst those articles were not only cherished family pictures, but also a wonderful surprise to me to see my husband's spaceflight suit. And it had been saved. And many of his awards, and I had medallions as well that were saved, one of which I'm wearing presently, and this is from his first flight. I have another medallion from the Challenger flight as well. And ServiceMaster was there already retrieving things, and I'm so thankful. Daisy Mae Sheker of ServiceMaster was just wonderful to work with. She was so compassionate, and yet very patient, and yet very professional. And I am so thankful that they were able to do that. I'm thankful to her for just the way she carried herself, and for being such a kind person, to making the decisions quickly as to should be saved, this looks like it should be saved, let's try to save all that we can. And they did. They saved many, many things that I never imagined could be saved, but I'm very thankful that was saved.